Welcome aboard, gamers and geeks. In today's episode of Gaming Geeks Live, we will talk about
What if Count Dooku never turned to the dark side? Stay tuned.
Sorry, digging the music. All right, I am today's host. I'm Matt,
I'm Rick.
And I'm B.
and that's it. We're going to talk about what if Count Dooku never went to the dark side of the Force.
Yeah.
So how about that, guys? What if Dooku was never Darth Tyrannus, but just stayed, "You won't get me this time, Dooku"?
Well, I mean, he's he doesn't have much screen time in the Star Wars movie.
He should have.
But we do know, he could really use that lightsaber. I mean, he almost killed both Obi-Wan and
Anakin.
Yeah.
or Anakin.
Well, I mean, and in real life, played by the perfect person, Christopher Lee, who was, I think, Sauron or whatever in The Lord of the Rings. But in real life, this guy was a real soldier. I mean, this guy literally took life in wars.
Wow.
Yeah, he was no pansy in real life. So
No,
he was the real deal.
He's a good actor. I liked him in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He played Johnny Depp's father, Willy Wonka's father.
And I think he even did a Dracula movie of his own, too, once.
Possibly.
So, yeah. So anyway, by the way, rest in peace to Christopher Lee. The guy was awesome.
Yeah.
And so Rick had some interesting points before you showed up, being we were out there talking, and he had some really good stuff on Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't really familiar with Count Dooku. I mean, when we came up with the topic, I'm like, is this like one of those ones where did he really even matter? And then I looked, and he has quite a storyline. And his seduction is very interesting because he was a master Jedi. And what basically happened to him...
I mean, Qui-Gon was his Padawan.
Yeah, and he studied under Yoda. So he was Yoda's Padawan before he became a Jedi, and he developed. But he was very let down by the Republic and by the
Jedi Order.
Yoda and the Council.
Kind of like Anakin.
So he had the way I read his story, he was very Sifo-Dyas. Is that the other one's
That's
name?
just Sifo-Dyas.
Yeah, he was very close with Master Sifo-Dyas.
Who did start the cloning process on Kamino.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and Dooku's the one that actually erased all that information out of the archives. That's why they didn't know that planet was there and stuff like that.
Oh.
But so he was definitely on the light side. He was a master Jedi, and Sifo-Dyas had a foretelling, and he foretold.
This is insane.
He foretold that there was he had a force vision, is what it was called. There was a solar storm that was going to hit this planet called Photo Branch, and it was going to kill most of its population. And so Sifo-Dyas and Dooku took this to the council, and they're basically, we need to warn these people. And Yoda and the council said, no, that force visions are not absolute. We don't know that that's actually going to happen. You will not warn those people. Guess what happened?
The solar storm happened.
The solar storm happened, killed most of the people on that planet.
More than Daenerys killed.
And then so they go for a humanitarian mission to the planet to help, and he was very upset with the rest of the council because they were more worried about saving the resources than being concerned with the loss of life on the planet.
And how messed up is that? That is so non-Jedi.
Of course, this is the perception probably of Dooku of how that went down. We don't know how it went down. I mean, we all want to think of Yoda. I talked about Yoda as being one of the most overrated characters.
He did in one of the episodes, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be interesting.
And it's another example because the whole time Dooku was his student, and he saw this happen, and he saw some other things, and he had conversations because Dooku was he felt that the Republic and the Senate were very corrupt, and he brought that to the attention, and of course the council was very in with the government, so they were very politicized. And so he became disenchantized, whatever.
Right.
But, and that's what Lord Sidious, or Darth Sidious, was able to, how he got his grappling hooks. And
Well, he waits for the doubt to arise. I mean, literally, but like, look at Anakin.
Yeah, he feeds off of them.
It's like, look at what the Senate is doing. How can you trust them? How can you work with them? How can you do? Let's this. And he talked, and so Sidious talked him into starting up. He started doing, setting up another army. He commanded a couple different armies, and he did a lot of bad things by the time he finally became a Dark Lord. And so Sidious had Darth Maul was his main apprentice, and so he had the secret one going with Dooku, and so he kind of was misleading Dooku into thinking he was his number one.
Right.
And so he kind of used Dooku as kind of a
Well, that's
throwaway.
it. When they finally have it in Revenge of the Sith, he goes, good, Anakin, kill him, just like that. And you see Dooku just looking at him like, oh my, and then that's when he does. I mean, it's such a bad ending to such a more of a legendary character, Dooku, than I think we realize, you know?
And so Dooku was responsible for setting up like the clone army. He commanded them. He created Darth. Him with Sidious created General Grievous and a bunch of other.
An overrated character. Grievous was such a letdown. I was so looking forward to him.
Yeah.
And he goes, Master Kenobi! You know, it's just like, he got beat too easy. I mean, Kenobi is a great Jedi. My favorite of all time, yes.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, yes, would he have beaten Grievous? But, man, Grievous was just beaten so easy. And then Grievous starts running. And it's just like, man, it was kind of a letdown.
Well, Grievous dominated everybody but Obi-Wan.
Right.
And so Obi-Wan, it must have been Obi-Wan's skill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Last time we did this, we had it flying overhead. The plane, we did literally. I even bring it up in one of our last ones. Probably like, you hit all the plane going overhead. You couldn't hear it. We're the only ones that'll be able to.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, they talked about the Force vision, they take it to the council, and they say, we respect you, we think this is legitimate, let's evacuate that planet. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just use that as our thing.
Okay.
They evacuate the planet. He doesn't lose his, support of the council. He doesn't become upset with them. And so he doesn't turn to the dark side. So there's a lot of things. He's pretty responsible for creating several different armies, setting up, doing a lot of things that made them powerful.
And let's say Qui-Gon still had the guidance of his former master Dooku if he didn't go to the dark side. Could Qui-Gon have had a different outcome?
I do think so. Yeah, actually I got notes about that. The way I think it would go is
Thank you, by the way, for all that research.
Oh, you're welcome.
yeah, that's
great.
I never knew any of that.
Yeah.
Any of it.
Me either.
I kind of want to say, what if the Jedi just stayed saying no? Like, here's my scenario. What if they were like, no, we're not going to go save them. The prophecies or the visions aren't always true. And they don't save them and the storm happens. What if Dooku's just like, okay, well, whatever, and just like brushes it off like a true Jedi would. Yeah, deals with it.
Because there is no emotion, there's only peace.
Right. And sees the dark side tries to seduce him, and he just, rejects it.
He goes like this.
Yeah.
Now
the Luke Skywalker.
Now he did have a blue lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what does that mean?
He did in Attack of the Clones?
No, in my research.
Okay, so he was a guardian then.
Yeah, a guardian.
The
warrior of the
Jedi Guardian's more the physical one, yeah.
The green one's the Force-based.
The consular, yep. And then the yellow one is the Sentinel, which is sort of the diplomat guy that kind of gets just a little of both.
Mm-hmm. And the purple one is the bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Calm down. Is that Mace?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
the
why
only
she had
purple one.
That's why she had to use Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
But I do think that Qui-Gon would go to. So say, yeah, he stays good. Qui-Gon ends his training, becomes a Jedi Knight as well, and starts training Obi-Wan. They go to Tatooine. Qui-Gon would go to Dooku first about Anakin, without a doubt. I think, especially given how.
Well, you have to understand at this point, Dooku would have been on the council.
Yeah, that's
most
true.
Definitely, yeah.
But he would have gone to Dooku first, which in turn would have brought it to the council. After that, Dooku would try to take on the training of Anakin, and I think that the council would allow it because
this is if Qui-Gon died.
Just they bring Anakin back. Qui-Gon's still alive. The Duel of Fates hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
The council agrees to let Dooku train Anakin.
You think Obi-Wan would be okay with that?
Dooku, not Qui-Gon.
Or, you think Qui-Gon... I thought Qui-Gon wanted to take that on himself.
Well, he's already got a Padawan.
Right.
Dooku wouldn't. So they would let Dooku train him, I think. He begins his training at the temple then. Let's say the Duel of Fates would be Maul versus Dooku, Kenobi, and Qui-Gon.
Maul's good, but he's not that good.
No, but I think that's where Dooku might die. And say...
Well, let's remember, Obi-Wan single-handedly, by himself, beat Darth Maul.
That's true. Well, he got pissed.
It's called going berserk. In Dungeons and Dragons terms, it's going berserk. You seem puzzled. What do you got?
Well, I'm not puzzled, but Dooku was a lightsaber master himself, just like Qui-Gon. So, who would be better, him or Darth Maul?
Well, I thought Qui-Gon would be better.
I think, can I be honest? Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite Jedi ever. Well, Galen Merrick and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But if Qui-Gon doesn't die and Obi-Wan is one-on-one with Darth Maul, you could have had a different outcome. I think what gave Obi-Wan the edge was he went berserk. Again, in Dungeons and Dragons, that's the term, berserk. You get +2 to hit for the duration of the battle, but you're -2 on your armor. You're easier to be hit though because you're going berserk. But it does give you a better chance to kill. As much as I love Obi-Wan, if he was out of rage, if he doesn't have rage, does he single-handedly beat Darth Maul then? It could be very 50-50.
Right,
and if you think about it, Dooku beat Anakin and Obi-Wan together.
Yeah.
But then in the third one, Anakin beat Dooku.
Yes. But again, you got an aging Jedi who's fighting two people. So in a sense, yes, you could, Anakin did. Anakin is supposed to be the most powerful Jedi of all time. So a prime Anakin probably beats anybody, realistically, by the way the story goes. But if you ask me, as much as I love Darth Maul, Dooku was a pure duelist. Yeah. So he probably, and in the Force he was stronger than Darth Maul. Just an opinion, he probably beats Darth Maul by himself.
And that's what my reading kind of indicated to me was his area of focus was lightsaber lore. And
he would rather fight the lightsaber. You hear him say to Master Yoda, "It's obvious we cannot settle this in our mastery of the Force." And he just pulls out his lightsaber, that curved little lightsaber, and you see him go. Yeah.
He's the only one with
He's got this wicked sword.
Mm-hmm. I love the sound effects it makes.
He's just. Emitted. So I do know that he was a duelist, a pure guardian.
Yeah, I think he defeats
not taking anything away from my man Obi-Wan or Darth Maul. Those are my.
Maul had it.
Maul was the shit.
He was a badass too.
Yeah.
Maul. I don't know why he didn't pull out the Force lightning and stuff like that if he even had mastered that.
Right.
But
I don't. Vader didn't have Force lightning, did he?
No, he couldn't. With his uniform, killed him. But the lightning came out. But not very many of them had lightning. Obviously, Palpatine. Lightning is a very powerful dark side tool.
But Dooku, when he was on the dark side, he had it.
He used it because Obi-Wan puts his lightsaber up and absorbs his lightning. Remember?
That's right.
So and then he uses it on Yoda, but Yoda just that shit out of here.
Dooku would have been, if he stayed in the light, he definitely would have been a powerful person.
Yeah, it's insane. And I hate thinking anybody could best my guys from the Phantom Menace, like Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is my favorite.
Me too.
In the movies, and then Galen Merrick is my favorite ever.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that would impact Darth Sidious and all of them is the loss of him as an individual, but as a leader. Everything he did with developing all the armies that you see in basically the Clone Wars, huh?
You know, if they could do it right, and they wouldn't because it's Disney. Again, I butcher Disney every time we talk about Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
and they deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But could you imagine if it was done right, just a trilogy based on Dooku from the time he becomes like a Jedi Knight, just a rank of Knight, to the time he ends up going to the dark side? That could be a great series.
That would be badass.
You know what?
Yeah, I mean that would be.
I think your research kind of has you liking Dooku, that concept a lot. He did some research. Here I am thinking I'm going on my Star Wars knowledge, but mine's basically just in the movies. None of that, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, again, like when I first started, it's like Dooku was kind of like when I was talking
But then he ended up loving your idea.
When I told Michelle, I'm like, well, we came up with Dooku doing this, but I'm like, I kind of think of this topic as kind of like I do when Amy Farrah Fowler ruins the Raiders of the Lost Ark on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I was like, would this really even matter if Dooku wasn't involved in it? And then I started looking at it, and I'm like, this guy was huge.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, you know, Darth Sidious does not take power anytime close to what he does without Dooku.
I wonder, I mean, Dooku could have probably held his own against Palpatine.
Yeah.
I mean,
also, imagine the influence he would have had on Anakin. Dooku himself. If he had stayed good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
If he was trained by Count Dooku, oh my god, I fear Anakin would have been a bigger badass than he already was. And maybe, given that Dooku stayed on the good side, whether the Jedi Council went and saved the planet or not, Dooku would still tell him, like, don't let that fog your brain, you know, like, get over it. You're only going to become powerful if you just remain peaceful. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think, now let me ask you this though, because I'm going to get back to something you brought up. Do you think, because Qui-Gon was pretty adamant on training Anakin himself because he found him, he's the one that did the midi-chlorians count and find out it's even higher than Master Yoda's, you know, said Obi-Wan. But do you think that he would have, in your opinion, there's no right or wrong here, do you think he would have handed it off to Dooku if Dooku was still alive? I mean, do you think that his trust, I mean, because he trusted Dooku, absolutely. If Dooku's still on the light side, he trusts him, I guarantee it. And that's who he answers to. Or does Dooku still ask Qui-Gon to do it himself because maybe Dooku trusts his own pupil? I mean, what do you think? Do you think he'd be willing to pass it off? I don't think he would have passed it off onto any other Jedi Master.
I don't think he would have passed it up. Training a Jedi that has a higher midichlorian count than Yoda, I think he would have...
You think Qui-Gon would have just asked Dooku to do it himself?
No, I think Dooku would have said, you have a Padawan and you must finish your training with him.
Okay.
I will take him. I will take him on. And
I mean, because Dooku would have agreed with the Council, because the Council did say, already a Padawan you have, two you cannot take on. And he goes, I am ready for the trials. He goes, they basically say the trials are a different matter. You know, they're basically saying, you're going to squash that. We'll worry about that when the time comes. Basically, you're still his Padawan. And the Council themselves basically told Qui-Gon no. But you think that maybe Dooku could have had some sway there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dooku, but them saying no, you have another Padawan, Dooku would have stood up and said, I'll take him on then. Qui-Gon's already got his Padawan. You must finish your training, Kenobi. I'll take Skywalker.
Okay.
And I'll train
That's
him.
interesting.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. That's an opinion. Yeah, exactly.
So one other thing,
what
other thing I found out was Dooku did have as a Sith, he had an apprentice. And then that apprentice, it was a female, I can't remember her name, I wish I wrote it down. But then
Shakti.
But
no,
then
that's a Jedi, the Togruta. She was the Jedi.
No, not Shakti.
But then
who's that woman? She's like a female Darth Maul.
Oh, I know her.
I'm not sure.
But
she ends up
she's not a Zabrak though.
But because of the rule of two, she ends up getting killed off. And because he's a devout follower of the rule of two. And so he did not know about Darth Maul. Mm-hmm. He thought he was Sidious's number one.
Asajj Ventress.
I think you're.
Yeah,
Ventress.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, she was his his apprentice.
Yes, Asajj Ventress.
Ah.
Yeah, and she was a badass.
She's hot.
Yeah, no, she's a badass too.
And she gets killed.
Yeah, I mean, she's a badass though. I mean, the Sith. Why is it that the Sith are more intriguing?
I know.
You know, like, because they did a you know, like, you guys remember Ayla Secura, the Twi'lek?
Yes.
The blue Twi'lek? They did a Darth Talon, a red and black Twi'lek. She had, like, Darth Maul tattoos, but she was...
I think that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she was in comic books, but she was a red Twi'lek Sith Lord, and she was a badass.
That's who I'm talking about. Was Darth
I can't believe you came up with that name. I read it just this morning.
Yeah, it finally hit me. Sorry, character names I can
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Thanks. I don't know where it came from. But yeah, no, I love Asajj Ventress.
Well, anyway, we could probably talk about this for a while, but I think we've come up with
got a
some
couple
pretty
minutes,
good conclusions.
But yeah.
You know, I think him training them would change things. I mean, my thing that I've discovered is without Dooku, you know, that would set back Sidious, I bet you, 10 years.
Well, absolutely.
And I didn't realize just how pivotal his role was, probably on both sides, not only the light but the dark side. I mean, his character arc is massive. I now, after having heard what Rick said, I want, like, at least a movie. If you do it like Solo, just call it Dooku. Just call
That'd
it
be
Dooku.
cool.
Yeah, just one movie.
Or
Give us
Count.
some. Yeah, or
I'd
Count.
watch it.
Give us one. Yes, absolutely.
But again, and
Ask
then,
Lucas to come back and say, "Can I take this?"
You know what? I'm going to email Jon Favreau, the creator of The Mandalorian. I'm just going to email him with the idea. I'll trademark it by you.
He heard it here on
Email it.
GGL.
Mhm.
and this
Be like
this
Jon.
just reinforces to me that Yoda and the Council made a lot of mistakes.
They really did. I mean, like I said outside, you know, when Anakin said, "From my point of view, the Jedi are evil." Are the Jedi evil? No, but are they just? I think it's all perspective. I mean, maybe the Sith, you know, when he comes up with Palpatine in the, what is it, the Attack of the Clones, or is it the Phantom? I think it's Attack of the Clones. When I present to you, no, it's the last one, Revenge of the Sith, your first galactic empire. I mean, again, he was just bringing order to the universe. I mean, under that reign, maybe they could have a more peaceful existence. I'm not saying that the Sith are good. What I'm saying is the Empire could have probably did a better job than the Republic. I'm just saying, what if they could? And even still gave the citizens of all these planets from the inner core to the outer rim the freedoms they still had. I'm just saying.
They're not magicians, but you
No.
always think of magicians and characters like that as all wise. And the more and more you delve into a lot of these things, you're like, these guys did not act wise. They acted
Foolish.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, I think that if we took the Jedi training, I would be a gray Jedi.
Yeah.
I would be. I would be right in between. More neutral, kind of a rogue.
Like Ahsoka.
Yes.
Ahsoka Tano.
And Galen Merrick, he was a gray. I mean, he did more good than bad, ultimately, in the redemption, but he stayed, yeah. So, interesting story, man. I appreciate the research you did on Dooku, man.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. That definitely makes me want a Dooku movie or a series.
Yes, I definitely want it.
It'd be badass. Who would play him, though, in his old age at this point? Who could do that well?
I mean, you'd just find someone younger to do it, because obviously would you want it one movie? Would you want it to, like, or maybe a couple of movies, or a trilogy to, from the start, like I said, from his ranking of Jedi Master, or even back to when he was a Padawan going on his first missions, all the way to the dark side turn.
It could end when he's on, what's that, Camino? Is that the planet that
clones
they
are.
were, yeah?
Where the
born?
cloning facility was, yeah.
It could end when he's on Camino watching them be born.
Mhm.
It could
Could
end
be,
just right there, because that's where...
And then that's where the Attack of the Clones would have picked it up.
Keanu Reeves?
Actually, he's not kidding. That is actually really good.
Would be perfect.
Because Keanu Reeves is a freaking chameleon. I'm serious. He is
He's
the
the new Johnny Depp.
He's the one that people want to play Darth Revan, and if they
He
do
would
it,
be
Knights of the Old Republic.
perfect.
Yes. So.
Man, I wish that, what is it, Ray Park, who played Darth Maul?
Yes.
I wish he didn't mess up so that we could still get something from him.
How did he
on
mess
Maul.
up?
I guess he posted an Instagram story of his wife. Something like that.
Did you hear that? She said,
I heard it. And this is not PG-13, so we're okay.
No, I always click explicit. No, it'll be clicked, so don't worry.
Yeah,
no.
but
No, it's literally okay. On Spotify, it'll be clicked explicit, and on YouTube, it's clicked explicit. So yeah,
Well, I did say some wordy words, so
it's okay. On That's Fair Podcasting, because my solo channel's really starting to take off. I've got like 316 followers now. It's like moving up and up. But anyway, I cuss in that, but it's also clicked explicit.
You could always go beep beep beep.
right.
No, it's literally okay. Trust me. I say worse on the other one, and I'm gaining traction, so it's okay.
Cool.
But I would definitely want to see the Dooku trilogy. So well, cool guys. All right, guys, you know what you got to do: like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you. And on that note, I'm out.
Me too.
See you.